That moment when you promised an old friend that you'd make a video response over coffee the next morning. It was a video response to Off Grid Allegra, formerly known as the Scruffy Jones. Quite a delight to watch your videos, I just want to say real quick. Most recent video, as of this recording, is outing yourself as a classic liberal. Meaning, for those of you not in the know, essentially that's a original definition of a liberal person. I've always imagined it as the liberty of the liberal. The modern definition of liberal, of course, has to do with a liberal, like you're putting salt liberally on something, and it's used to describe the expansion of ideas and open to new ideas and everything else. And they seem to pride themselves on the moral superiority of having such an open-minded approach, right? Because it's good to be accepting, it's good to be open-minded. Well, Miss Allegra, I too am a classic liberal, probably closer to a libertine than, say, you were mentioning how you have several conservative views. I have, I don't know, I suppose I would say I'm a fiscal conservative social liberal type person from the modern point of view. No, we agree. Listen to me ramble. The whole thing about gay rights, pro-choice, those sort of social things. I don't have a problem with anything that doesn't impede with my own freedom. I do, however, have a problem with things that I believe will impede my freedom, such as restrictions on speech, like what you mentioned, and governance, financial governance, that I see is going in the wrong direction. And I think there's more classic liberals out there than what they may actually realize, being closeted. And it comes from both sides of the aisle, both the Democrats and the Republicans, the further on you go. And I think more libertarians, let's just use that word if we may, I think more libertarians are going to be revealed in the years to come, as we have a very polarizing situation from, say, Occupy Democrats. If you get on the Facebook and watch these feeds and how these ultra left and ultra right news sources are this echo chamber of a sounding board, I think they're going to weed out and shake out the classic liberals that are unwilling to totally dismiss a group because it's from a certain group. My belief is you go for good ideas, and say take the current administration as this recording as an example, and then after I finish with that, I'll use the previous administration. The current administration, I refuse to believe that there's nothing good that can come of them, nothing good that can come of their approaches. That's ridiculous. That's insane to believe. So just because a person is a certain person or part of a certain team or part of a certain perception, you're able to just totally write them off and dismiss them. To me, the danger in that is that it's just a matter of power. The opposing group is just wanting power, and if they're able to totally dismiss a complete faction, boom, they have more power. That being said, okay, you think, okay, well, golly, Lambdog, you must be a Republican. Well, no. The last administration, I refuse to believe that just because they're Democrats and, quote, progressive, that there's no good ideas that can come from that. There were several social approaches that I thought that were a very good idea and a very long time in coming. And perhaps even the whole race subject coming to a head and being brought back to the forefront, it seems that apparently that still needed to be talked about, if there is any resolution to it, for example. I'm sort of losing track of where I'm going with all this, but um, as a classic liberal, I'm very concerned with both sides because to me, both the left and the right ultimately serve to strengthen a centralized position. And in my opinion, and what makes me a classic liberal is a centralized position is far away from me. You know, somebody making the calls on my life who lives 1,000 or 2,000 miles away and has no idea what my day to day life needs are, how can they govern me? I disagree with that. So, you're not alone, and there's more classic liberals out there, a lot more. All right, y'all take care, and we'll see you soon.